join the proper mechanism through ICE and to become, in that sense, God's appointed deacon to carry out vengeance on the evildoer who is devouring the inheritance of the children, that is a righteous thing. You can join ICE today and make Jesus smile.
What would Jesus do about a healthcare system that forces the sick to start GoFundMe pages to afford life-saving surgeries? What would Jesus do about an education system that ties a child's school funding to their community's property wealth?
Texas pastor Joe Webbin says, join ICE and be one of God's avengers. Stand against evil. Defend the inheritance. Now, there is a biblical case for restraining actual evildoers, murderers, rapists, thieves, those in Washington, D.C. Communities should punish evil. But that is not the same thing as empowering a modern enforcement machine funded by theft and aimed largely at victimless crimes. Raids, arrests, cages, deporting families whose crime is crossing an invisible line. And all of it paid for through taxation, taken under the threat of force. Putting a cross on that does not make it Christian. Now on to the progressive argument from Texas State Representative James Tallarico. It is true that people are crushed by rising cost. It is true that healthcare is unaffordable. And it is true that inflation destroys the poor and middle class. It is true that public schools are failing. But what caused that inflation? The Federal Reserve. Government money creation out of thin air. What drives healthcare costs higher every year? Regulation. The licensing cartel. Public schools are failing? Duh. It is a government program. So the same institution that created this crisis is now supposed to fix it by taking more money with more force and more control. That is not compassion. That is expanding the power of the machine that broke the system in the first place. Different tribes, same kingdom. A kingdom backed by force, a kingdom enforced at gunpoint, a kingdom that trusts state power to accomplish what only the gospel can do. Jesus did not build his kingdom through theft. He did not spread it through raids. He did not advance it through cages. If your Jesus has the authority of the state behind him, pointing guns at people, saying, do what I say or else, give me your money or else, you're not following Jesus. You're following Antichrist.